This here is the intersection of Meadow Branch and Old Field Gap roads. This road right here, Old Field Gap, is the road that will take you deep into the Yellow Creek Mountains. Today, we are going to take this road here, Meadow Branch, just a tad bit westward to right about this intersection right here with New Road. On this episode of Let's Explore This, we are going to be exploring the little community of, hey, look, I found myself some Meadow Branch. So, folks, tell me, what would one come to find if ever traveling to Meadow Branch? Well, aside from the area being the home of a remote rural community, the only point of interest is likely this, right here. The Tail of the Dragon Racers Club, so named because of that infamous nearby road, the Tail of the Dragon. Oh, yeah, and there's also a primitive Baptist church here. Overall, though, this is going to be a relatively short episode. Meadow Branch itself is a very small community. Historically, the community is linked to the nearby Tapoco development. In fact, Meadow Branch is said to have had a significant growth surge after the construction activities associated with Tapoco. There is a brief write-up on Meadow Branch in this book, the 1972 Graham County Centennial. Though Meadow Branch itself does not have a distinct entry in the book, it is briefly discussed in the Tapoco section. This here is the little town of Tapoco. Yes, it's only a mile or so away, but it has been said that after construction activities, the Tapoco area adjacent to the post office decreased to about 25 or 30 residences. Other nearby areas then began to see a bit of a population surge, with one area being, yes, Meadow Branch. Let me take you back to this little map here of Tapoco. Notice, to the right there, Bethel Church. Well, reportedly, its original use was as a two-teacher school in the 1910s. Then, about the early 1920s, the Tallahassee Power Company, in cooperation with Graham County, built a larger building, apparently referred to as the Beers High School. It is said to have been located here, somewhere along Meadow Branch. But where might that school have been located? Well, in the 1970s, the lot on which the building stood was said to be owned by an R.V. Williams. Well, the Williams name is still prevalent in the area today in 2022, like on both sides of this road right here. So, look around and tell me, if that old school building is still standing, which one of these looks like it could have been it? This? Maybe this? Or what about this? However, I'm going to go with this lot here. It's listed in a quitclaim deed as once being owned by a Roy Williams, which may be what the R in R.V. Williams stands for. Not sure, but a deed does list this, as well as other lots, as once adjoining the lands of the Talassi Power Company. So, who knows? Regardless, the school, it never did have a last year of high school. Reportedly, in the late 1940s, it acted only as an elementary school. Wow, I found myself even more Meadow Branch, this time coming out of that tunnel there. Okay, now this here is country music legend Ronnie Milsap. That's important because of this 2020 article. So now we need to find a sign along this here stretch of Highway 129 between the intersections of this road, Meadow Branch, and Yellow Creek Road a few miles in that direction. Somewhere between those two intersections should be a sign or two dedicating this stretch of highway to Ronnie Milsap. What do you know? There it is. Yes, a sign dedicating this stretch of road to Ronnie Milsap. Okay, so the sign is just a tad bit southward from the Yellow Creek intersection. That's fine, I guess. All that's really important is that I found the sign. It doesn't matter exactly where it is, so long as it is within this immediate vicinity. So, folks, tell me, did you know that Ronnie Milsap is a native of Graham County? What was that? No. Oh, yes, but neither did I. Apparently it's true, and apparently he crafted this song called Smoky Mountain Rain. Yeah, I rarely play music on these episodes due to copyright issues. You know how YouTube can be. So you will just have to go and listen to that one on your own time. This here is a photo of Ronnie Milsap's childhood home. The thing is, I cannot seem to locate its whereabouts, at least not within the time I have allotted for research. You know how it is, I don't have all the time in the world, but I wonder if it might be in the Meadow Branch area. I mean, there must be some reason this particular stretch of Highway 129 was chosen instead of, some other stretch of road in the county. Furthermore, there has got to be something to this passage. So, apparently, Milsap learned lessons right here at the Meadow Branch Primitive Baptist Church. I'm taking that to mean possibly music lessons. Not sure, though. Also, he said he would always remember going down to Facet Jenkins' store. Wow. Facet Jenkins' store. Where might that have been? And can I buy something there today in 2022? A bag of chips, maybe. Wow! I found myself an address. Awesome. Now, before we put Meadow Branch to rest, we need to stop there. Oh yes, we do. Firstly, though, this here is a photo of Facet Jenkins. But, folks, the first building that you would come across when coming up Meadow Branch Road from Highway 129 or Tapoco Road is this building here, the Meadow Branch Volunteer Fire Department. This here is the first building that you will find visible from the road as you drive up east through Meadow Branch. However, the address of this fire department building, it happens to be 262, and no, it's not that far up Meadow Branch Road at all. In fact, just maybe half a mile, give or take. So, the address for the so-called Facet Jenkins store happens to be in the single digits, 8 to be exact. Where on this road could that have been, when there is no building from here to that intersection down there today in 2022? Maybe it doesn't exist anymore, but it must have existed somewhat recently. Why? Well, because I found some information on the internet about it. So, what is going on here? I don't know. All I know is I see no other buildings, certainly no store on this road prior to that fire department building you just saw. With an address of 8, though, just maybe it was situated like right here, like near this intersection. That fire department building, you know, up there a bit of a ways, is in the 200s, but you know what? I think I might be onto something. Maybe. Look over here. There is this little paveway. Could this have been a parking lot at one time? An access road to a store or some building? Or, I don't know, something else? I mean, was there like some kind of building over here at one time? If that does happen to be the case, then Facet Jenkins, the store, has been removed. If it was here, it certainly no longer stands. I don't know. Where else could it have been? But, you know what? In 1981, this store, it was listed as being the only privately owned business in Tapoco.